Hey everybody. I forgot that I needed my splits open for for everything to look proper. Alright. The Makaimura portion of the marathon continues, this wonderful block that I hold near and dear to my heart. I have the great good fortune to play RETROTHON 2, aka Gargoyle's Quest 2 for you guys. A game that I love dearly, and I'm very excited about it. If you've never seen this game, I feel like people are maybe more familiar with Firebrand than they are with Arthur as a character, which is kind of funny, because I would definitely say that the Ghouls and Ghosts series is somewhat more popular than the Gargoyle's Quest series, but that's neither here nor there. But I sure do hope you like this game as much as I do. So let's go. We're going to skip that screen and just play instead of putting in a password. I would say that this is the most forgiving of the 3 Gargoyle's Quest games, which is great for me. Because there are a couple spots where the game can be a little trolly, but only a couple. The rest of it is just don't do anything stupid. Which, you know, we'll see how big of an ask that is. Alright, so basically the deal is we're a fledgling recruit in the demon army. And we're in the ghoul realm right now. So so the king has said, hey, you know, go do your training. You want to be, you know, this tough red reamer that goes and kills the humans. You gotta train up. So we're doing training right now. We gotta get this jug. We got the jug. Against all odds, we have finished our training. But lo and behold, during our training, our city was attacked. There are good demons and bad demons, and the bad demons have reared their ugly heads, and away we go to thwart them. So now we get to do a little bit more actual platforming. It's a little bit more complex than the little training that we had. And of course you have a flight meter, as you can see. It's very limited at this point. We can shoot, which is also a very limited attack at this point. It's very tiny, doesn't do that much damage. Don't worry, we'll upgrade all of these things and more as we continue playing this game. But you do have to be very diligent with watching your wing meter, especially in the early goings of the game. Because it's very easy to run out of your wing power. It goes by so quickly. And, you know, as we get going in the game, we're going to see more and more nasty situations to find ourselves in. We're going to do a little bit of a marathon safety strat here and get this extra life jug. And by extra life, I mean extra health. I'm going to shoot this little flying squirrel. And that's good. I can't even begin to tell you just how beneficial it is to have that one extra heart throughout the game. It just is basically a get-out-of-jail-free card. It is so wonderful. Don't get it in the actual speedrun, because it's a little slower to get out of the way. Normally we just boost up. And we want to take some more intentional deaths than you're going to see in this run. Or, well, we'll still do a lot of intentional deaths, but we won't do them in quite the same spots as we otherwise would. Because we want to make sure we don't do anything too stupid. Again, you know, we just have to not be stupid. Like, for example, doing the world's worst, slowest attacking on the Negus here. Le Grand Negus. You know, that's Wallace Shawn, a.k.a. Fizzini from Princess Bride. It's true. Where's my DS9 people at? I promise this won't turn into just DS9 chat, but I don't know. That's how my brain works. I'm sorry. Anyway, so the king has died, and he's like, avenge me, go, install this other Astaroth-looking fella as the Demon King. So we're gonna go about our quest to do that. And it turns out we might learn a little something about ourselves along the way. There may be a prophecy at stake here. What are the chances? Alright, so this guy's blocking our path. Chump business. We're gonna use hello? Alright. There we go. That was weird. The timing of that was a little awkward, but that's fine. No problem. They did not spawn together. It's okay. Alright, so you get these little mini segments They're not full stages, but they give you a little taste of some stuff that goes on in the game. You're attacking enemies and doing a little bit of platforming, typically without as many enemies, if any. That's what we're dealing with here. Some extra stages, but mandatory extra stages. I guess they wouldn't be extra if they're mandatory, but they're kind of appetizers to the main courses that this game has to offer. So Ragnoid, I hope you're out there, or Rognoid, or Buckabumble. I hope you're out there to type in ! password in chat. Although the code won't work here, it will work on my heart. So what we did, we talked to that guy there, and he gave us a password. And we're not going to really use the password, but what's going to happen is later on we're going to take a game over to warp back to that guy, and that's going to let us travel much, much faster than if we had to go back through the whole overworld the way that you otherwise would. That's just way too slow for our taste. It's a speedrun after all. This can actually be one of the scariest stages in the game, as early on as it is. Because we can get some bad luck here with these shots from these platforms and we can get knocked into the fire. Oh, for example. I adjusted pretty well there, though. Took that back boost and made it work. When you're going to a platform that's above you in your travels, not an issue. When you're going to the ones below you, you can't quite see where you're landing at first. And you know, the shots come from off screen. So it can be a little bit perilous, but we adjust, we adapt, and we survive. Alright, let's go to our first stage. Again, this can be tricky too because we're so underpowered, and now we actually have like a real combat stage with not too much of a boss, actually. That's the nice part. The boss isn't so bad. But this stage, we're at our lowest point of health, but again, we did get that extra health, which is just tremendously beneficial. But we have no wing power, we have no attack upgrade, and that's going to limit our capabilities in these early going. But once we start getting loaded up and upgrading, that's really where the game opens up. So let's get there. We got to go through these hard times, Daddy, in order to get to that part. So we're gonna do that here real quick. We're just making our way through. We're gonna grab this wall here real quick. We're gonna flutter a little bit. Fluttering is a very important technique, so you don't waste your wing power faster than you otherwise would need to. It can definitely be the difference between life and death. Alright, we're going to boost up here. Okay, I meant to boost somewhat differently than that, but that works too. We still have 3 hearts. Look at this. Okay. I actually want to take a death here. This is 100% intentional death. Not only do we warp forward, but it burns off a life, which is going to be important later on. Okay, we're going to back boost off of this guy. Okay, I'm going to borrow that ledge there. Got a couple pixels to work with there. It's not too bad of a maneuver there, even though it looks pretty dangerous. We're going to borrow this ledge too. Thank you. And we're going to jump down here. Alright. So we're in really good shape here. And I avoided those spikes falling through here. Technically, you can boost through there. I probably should have just gone for it. I've never actually successfully done it. But I also don't have the gumption to go for it when I'm going for a PB. Just seems a little bit too risky for my taste. Oh, this is Death Balloon. I'm pretty good on health, so I think I should just be able to smack him a little bit. So, you know, he goes from suck to blow, just like Mega Maid. And we have to adjust for that, lest we end up dead. Any contact damage does 2 hearts of damage, so we were staying away and just pot-shotting him when we could. No big deal. Easy fight. Just gotta not be stupid. See? It all comes back to stupidity and whether or not you got it. So now what we've done is we've gotten some ingredients to make the black candle. The Candle of Darkness. The Candle of Darkness, yeah, the CD Dinkins. That's right. You won't see that in this version, but if you play the US version, we're making something called CD/Dinkins, which is the Candle of Darkness. So yeah, this witch, I want to say, is telling us, okay, go stand there and use the Candle of Darkness. So we use it, and it makes everything dark. What are the odds? And now, you know, prophecies, you know, seeing into the future, finding out what our destiny may be if only we work hard and go to college and love our parents. I don't know. I don't know the exact details. Oh no, we're good now. We got what we needed. So we got a wing upgrade. We got the wings of the fallen angel, and that's going to allow us to fly. Or really, what it's going to do is give us the next level of wing power, which is going to allow us to fly longer, which we need in order to get past this. Interestingly, in the Game Boy, the first game, Gargoyle's Quest, there's a very similar section to this, where the game basically says you can't get through without a higher level wing power. But they'll let you try. And in fact, you can get through if you flutter perfectly. And I think get a little bit of luck on your side. In this game, they won't even let you attempt it. They say, no, you know, pretend it's Metroid and go get the item that you need. Instead of, you know, just being very, very, very precise with how you flutter your wings. So that's kind of a neat thing in the first Gargoyle's Quest game. It's kind of a shame that they literally block you from advancing in this one, but it's still a very fun game. With jaunty music. Here's a jaunty tune. This is the Sandcastle. I mean, literally, it's a sandcastle. I know it's kind of a weird name for a stage in a game about demons. It's not very menacing, but it is what it is, I suppose. Alright, let's see if we get good luck here. Yes. So there's a genie that can spawn out of that lamp. It did not spawn, so that is beneficial for us. Okay, sometimes I messed this up, so I didn't mess it up. Yay! What happens is if you're not exactly at the right pixel there, or in the right pixel range, you won't latch on to that little 2-tile wide platform, and you'll fall. And underneath of us there are death spikes, so one-hit kill spikes. See these spikes here? They'll do some damage to us. They won't kill us instantly, but there are other spikes that will kill you instantly if you touch them. There's the genie. So we went 1 for 2 on avoiding genies. So we're gonna grab this platform and we're gonna shoot. They have iframes, so we're not gonna go too crazy here. So they're gonna shoot the babies at us, this little sand froge, and we're going to kite the babies away. Oh, now he's gonna do his E-Honda tornado, or tornado. That's not right. Torpedo. But you know what E-Honda does? Not the 100-hand slap. The other one. You know, the one where he does like a torpedo attack and hits you. Anyway, we're done with the stage. Okay, so that's a sand froge. Easy boss, but he can be nasty. If those little babies hit you, you can't jump more than like a couple pixels in the air. You have to kind of shake them off. So here, normally we would take a game over right here. We would have already burned off another one of these lives. But again, marathon safety. We hang on to it just in case anything crazy happens. And there we go. We take that other death. So it's a little bit slower, but very safe. And, you know, we game overed. But hey, here's our friend with the password. And he's like, hey, we used the sacred words and we brought you back to life. Which is great because now we got to go talk to this guy right here. And we have to say, actually, we don't have to talk to him. We have to hold up this gremlin stick. Because he's all woozy. And he's like, hey, this is a gremlin stick. What? Cool, I got my powers. Why don't you go and conquer all the bad guys and I'll take over as king. And that sounds pretty good to us. Because it makes for a good video game story. So, let's go do that. To the left now. And previous to talking to the king, this area right here would be blocked. Now it is not blocked. We can go forward and go through this stage. He's a very formidable foe. Do you want to pass? Oh, I'm out of here. Thanks. All right, so we have to use our tornado platforms here, our cyclone platforms, I believe they're called. Or at least that's what I call them. And those are very, very useful for obvious reasons. We can get up to places that are higher than other places that we would get to. We're just going to drop down here. And then we're going to fly up over this lake of fire. This lava. Where's the lava's in chat, huh? I guess it's not technically lava, but you know what? It counts. Kills you like lava. Alright. Oh, guess what? I forgot to do. Okay. So this is the False King. and that's not what I want to do. Okay, we're going to talk to him, and he's going to be like, hey, why don't you go home and be a family man? And we say no, and he's like, what? How dare you? We must kung fu fight. So we're going to kung fu fight. See, look at that. Bad guy all along. Okay, we're going to pause. We're going to switch to the blockbuster, and we're going to grab this wall. Oh, good. Okay. Now, he does 2 hits on contact, so we're going to tank him once. And again, we have that extra heart to play with, so we could have taken another hit on top of that, which is just so nice for that fight. Because if that fight does not go the way you want it to, he's got a pretty enormous hitbox, and you're only doing so much damage. You got spikes underneath you. It can be a little bit perilous to avoid him, but as you see, he had no prayer. We smacked him around. That does not make us the king, however. We're still at the mercy of the one true king. Okay. So we got these bees. Not the bees! Yes, the bees, unfortunately. We got the bees to deal with. And they're like the dogs with bees in their mouth, and you bark, and they shoot bees. That's what we're dealing with here. And they're really annoying because they just kind of meander around, and they try to follow your path. And you wouldn't think that'd be a big deal, but how you're able to grab onto platforms in this game can be a little bit different than you think it should work. There are these platforms right here, the collapsing platforms. You cannot grab onto those, which I suppose makes sense. They collapse. You know, the way of you holding onto them might be a bit much, but it can be annoying when the bees are setting up on you and kind of cutting off your angles. So we're trying to avoid them, and we made it through here unscathed. So let's try to kill the twins here real quick. See if we get a decent pattern. Oh, we have several lives worth of attempts. Ooh, okay. You folks are just too kind. Wow. Wowie zowie. Okay. Don't fall into the fire. We don't need to die here. That was a beaut. I love that. They said, you know what, Enemy, we see your in your last game of the marathon. We really appreciate the games you've played so far. We got you, homie. We're going to set up for you. You just come kill us at your leisure, buddy. And for that, I say thank you very much, twins. You're very kind. This guy's giving us some stuff. We're going to take it with us. I don't know. Look, I play the Japanese version, alright? It's amazing that I know any of the lore. Oh, right, no, we don't... For some reason, I got it in my head that we're supposed to go in there to fight Scyther here. But that's not true. We just go to fight Scyther. Alright, well, this boss fight is really difficult, so I'm going to need perfect silence. I can't talk at all during this fight. If I do, I will utterly destroy myself. It'll be... Oh, wait, it's over. No, I'm obviously joking. That's the easiest fight in the game of all the bosses. So, yeah. Smell you later, Scyther. Scyther? Yeah. Scyther. Scyther, yeah. It sounded wrong coming out. Alright. So we have another one of these kind of in-between stages. And you see, now we start to see a couple enemies popping up, these bees again. Bees? No, beads. You should be able to drop down, grab that, and float over. No, see, look at that. My toe hit it, and I couldn't grab onto that platform. I couldn't go above it. Just kind of sat there in no man's land. It's really annoying. This is a pretty good tune as well. The Hall of Mirrors tune. It feels very thematically appropriate. The instrumentation here on the NES. God bless NES music. Such creativity. You just don't get that on this same level nowadays. In my opinion. I don't know. I'm an old man, so, you know, your mileage may vary with that opinion, but that's how I feel about it. Doggone it, we only had 4 channels of audio back in my day, and it was even better than orchestration. I joke, but not really. That's how I feel about it. Alright. I'm going to use this one. We're going to fly up and over the Ghosty McGhost Ghost here. go. And you can't do damage with these cyclone platforms to every enemy, but you can do it for certain enemies, and it's great when you can do that because you don't have to switch off and worry about managing our weapons as much, because the menuing can be tedious. Fortunately, we don't have to do too much of it in the game, but the last stage, ooh, it's just back and forth the entire time. Oh, nope. There we go. All right, to the boss. See if we can get some cooperation here. Hey, that looks like me. So if we hit him when he looks like me, we take damage. That's no good. So we're just waiting. We're just chilling. It can be tricky to get used to the timing of this guy. This boss used to wreck me something fierce. Fortunately, I've gotten better since then. Oh, jump over it. He is giving me a really crappy pattern. Not that it's, like, that bad. Obviously, we won. But it's a much slower pattern than he could be giving me. Because he can stay in wizard form. Rather than turning into my doppelganger. And we can just go to town on him. We can kill him in, like, 2 cycles. So here's the prophecy of the Red Blaze. Which is, turns out, what we're fixing to become here. With all these upgrades, we're going to become the ultimate badass demon power. And that'll enable us to go to the human realm and just wreak utter havoc. And, you know, as you saw in the preceding games in the Makai block here, you know all about Red Reamers and, you know, how tricky they can be. All of our runners make them look like cake, but, you know, I'm sure most people here watching have at least dipped their toe into the G&G waters, and they know that, you know, when you're playing like a regular human, they are nasty business. Talk to this guy. That's !password 2 if you're playing along at home. That will allow us to death warp back to that fella, and we're going to go to the 3rd cave down here. Not the 1st or 2nd, because those are false paths. But that 3rd cave, that's going to get us where we need to go. Let's flutter a little bit because we're a little low. Yep, there's a death one. Okay, so the good news is we have plenty of lives. We're cool. But that's what happens when you flutter poorly over death spikes. You die. I know, it's shocking. I'll give you a second to catch your breath on that one. What you want to do is grab that so you have enough wing energy. And then you can just float on over here. I told you, the stupid things would be what undoes us. That didn't undo us too bad. We're okay. It was a little bit slower of an intentional death than we would like to take, ideally. But, you know, it's cool. No big deal. Alright, so I have a question for chat. We have to go left or right here. We have to go either direction. We have to go both directions, in fact, to get items that we need to progress. And just answer in chat. Which way would you go first if you were playing this game right now? Left or right? I always go right first. I always go right first. And the reason why I ask you is because it occurred to me, I'm right-handed and I'm also American, where I drive on the right-hand side of the road. So I'm curious how that differs for people from different parts of the world and people who are left-handed, if they would change their mind on which way they would go there. It seems like it's predominantly left there. I definitely seeing some right. Yell set up. I think maybe this is not the game for you, my friend. I apologize. I love you anyway, buddy. I'm right-handed and I said left. Okay, no, this is good information too, Marvelous. This is good information too. Rushafel, yes indeed, Palom. Look who knows the lore. Check out the big brain on Palom. I tend to go left first. Because, I mean, you're set up, it's no faster to go left or right first. It's the exact same distance, same speed, but you have to go both directions. And I always go right. And I sort of assumed it's because I'm both right-handed and American. But it's interesting to check out. Dungeon Man from Earthbound wants you. You know, I have never really played Earthbound. I mean, I've, like, technically played the game before, but not at any length of value. Alright, so we hit some death spikes again. And our buddy Password 2 here has hooked us up and brought us back to life. So now we can take all of our newfound gains and bring them to totally not Neburoth here, which you will recall this character, or his lookalike from Super Ghouls and Ghosts. He's just sitting out chilling, and he's going to give us some other candle that we need to use on this thing, and it'll get rid of this red pudding, whatever it is, and allow us to progress. So we're going to the second to last stage right now. Just like that. And we get to see the best enemy in the game. Are you ready for it? You should get your hopes really high. There he is. Not too much yet, but look at that mouth! Ah! It's so good. It's the small things in life, folks. All right. Oh, we got the good pattern. So that enemy that I just killed, that wall turret, can shoot you before you see him, and then you take damage, which is kind of a bummer. We're going to do a little placement, we're going to do a big placement, then we're going to do a big jump there, we're going to do a big jump here, we're going to do a big jump here, we're going to place this one, and we're going to hope that the ghost chasing us, the lantern carrier, does not hit the thing, which it did not, which is great, because now we're kiting him along through the rest of the stage. And we want him behind us because it's a lot easier to avoid him that way. We don't want to kill him, though, because if we kill him, he will turn out all of the lights in a really obnoxious way. Like, we just can't see anything. I mean, you can still traverse if you know exactly where you're going, but these blocks become kind of unreasonably difficult to shoot when you can't see at all, even though you're standing right in front of it. In general, I mean, we're standing right in front of those. It's not too bad. But so this is our second to last boss. This is Goza. Not Gyoza, though, sadly. So we're just going to stand here, and we're going to periodically take some extra hits. We're going to float. And we're positioning ourselves on the left edge here, because that way the lasers shoot in such an angle that we can just avoid them. We can just stand there, not take a ton of damage, and kill Goza there. So he goes to sleep, and now we're going on to the final stage, the last castle, home of Brieger, who just sits in a chair and shoots at us. That's it. He's very lazy final boss. Much more difficult in Ghosts and Demons, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on your worldview of difficult video games. Ghosts and Demons is pretty unreasonably difficult, though. It's really hard. So, let's do this. So now we have unlimited wing power. I don't need to switch off anything yet. We have unlimited wing power. We have, we're about to not max out on hearts, because you'll see we'll have one left that we have not gotten. Shoutouts to Mo. But we got this demon fire attack as well, I think is what it's called, which is the most powerful attack in the game, as you might imagine. We're going to use that on the final boss. But oddly, even though it's the most powerful attack in the game, we can't use it to break blocks, which I find to be really stupid. They talk this power up, and it's like, hey, can it destroy the blocks that we could get with our first weapon upgrade? No. Don't be crazy. I mean, it's a good weapon and all, but blocks? What do you think we are? There are limits even to my power. All right. Nailed it. Okay, we're going to jump up here. We don't want to jump into the path of that. Whoa, jeez. Oh, man. Okay. That's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing is ruined. I don't want to take too much damage here, because this last fight can be damage intensive, but we're cool right now. In fact, we're going to avoid this back boost here to make up for that hit we just took. How about that? How about that, everyone? These are death spikes right here, if we land on them, but fortunately not too much of a concern, considering I can fly forever. Now, you can only have I think 2 projectiles on screen at a time, and that cyclone platform, even though it's off screen, still counts as being an active projectile. So we have to wait for it to go away before we can break the rest of those blocks, unfortunately. So there's Brieger. He's chilling, sitting around, doing nothing. Or not much, anyway. I mean, he's going to be doing something here. In a second. Whoop. Hit me. Oh, boy. Okay, hang on. This is fine. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. We're going to do this. Okay, up we go. Up and over. Don't hit me. This is fine. Yep, that's fine. It's okay. We have extra lives. I dunked on myself a little bit because we want our foot to be hanging up off this platform. And we'll hold right. Boost up. Go high. Drop down. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, shoot, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20! Done. Alright. That's our last boss. So even that death, of little consequence to the likes of the Red Blaze. As we say, get out of my chair! To Brieger. Even though now we're not the king. We have installed a new king. But he's really our puppet, you know. We know Red Reamer's rule the world, so we gotta finish talking to this guy, and then the game's over. It's kind of a weird end to a speedrun. Just menuing through some text here. But that's it. That's it. That's all she wrote. 29:43. Not too shabby. And then, okay, so we get to enjoy this lore at the end here. Pretty good lore. As lore in other languages goes, I think it's really nicely written, and it displays on screen in a timely fashion, gives you enough time to read it and digest it. So I think that's pretty good. We have some wonderful scenes coming up to show you some of the bosses in the game. That's Nagus. I'll tell you all the names. And I'll get some credits as well. These are the real boss names as well. This is Death Balloon. That's... See, because what they did was, it's a balloon that can kill you. So, this is Sand Frog, which you may have gathered. These are Twin Guardian. Not Twin Guardians, Twin Guardian. It's kind of weird, right? Work on your plurals. This is Doppelganger. Obvious. And there's Goza. That hanging out on a wall. Predator looking such and such. And then Mr. I'm too lazy to get out of my chair. Just shoot me in the face. He kind of looks like Thanos in the face, don't you think? I really thought about that, but his chin kind of has that Thanos look to it. That's Red Reamer. And see you in next game, I guess is what it says. Speaking of next game, we have the next game in this series coming up to round out our Makaimura block here on Retrothon. And that is Demon's Crest, which is an absolutely amazingly wonderful game. I'm sure you're all familiar with it. If you're not, you're in for a treat. So stick around, get excited for that, because it's going to be absolutely wonderful. This will do it for me for this Retrothon. It's always a little bittersweet to be done with my games in this event in particular. But thank you all so much for watching this run. Thank you for all the GGs throughout the entire marathon and all the kind words. It means the world to me. And I really appreciate each and every last one of you. Thank you for all the support you show me, and especially all the support you show for RGL TV. And continue watching, because tomorrow and the rest of tonight, it's just nothing but great games here on out. Not that it hasn't been the rest of the way, but I feel great about how we're winding things down with this Retrothon. So please enjoy, have a wonderful time, show every one of the runners all the love you can in chat, and just have fun the rest of the way. Thanks so much for supporting us, everybody. Take care and stick around, because Demon's Crest is coming up next.